Guardian.
Day number 2 of the mid-season Brawl playoffs here as we are live from Jönköping, Sweden, bringing you what is sure to be still continuing the best Heroes of the Storm tournament of all time here. My name is Kyle Laris, bringing you all of the hosting action throughout the day, as if it's like action-packed being the host role, probably that much. And to my left-hand side, we have Kaldor, we have Dreadnought, and we have Jayhow. Yesterday was a day of games, Dread.
It was. We had amazing games throughout all of yesterday. For me, biggest surprise though was Europe. I know that sounds weird, especially with the Europe, panel we got going on here, but it was in the group stage. We knew that Europe was going to be stronger than it's ever been, but I wasn't sold after the group stage. But yesterday, their performance really locked it in. I was impressed.
I would love to tell you that I knew it all along, but I didn't expect them to be that dominant. So it was a fantastic day, and especially the games of Fnatic Easter were pretty great. A 3-0, a bit unexpected, but I am happy to see if they can continue that trend. But I'm also very hyped for today's loser bracket because that is pretty stacked.
You talk about the losers bracket, it's almost like we would expect the brackets to be reversed at this point. We've got Dignitas on top with Fnatic, and then on the bottom today to open it up, we've got E-Star and L5. I mean, how is that possible that this is the lower bracket that we're having today? Good start to the day, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, as you said, E-Star versus L5 going to be our opening match in just a few moments' time. But let's talk about yesterday. We had Templestorm and Nomia going out during their down towards the lower bracket. Not too much surprise, I would say, from those two results, L5 and Roll20 being able to advance forwards. But then, of course, up to that upper bracket with Fnatic and Dignitas finding themselves in the upper. The big question is can Fnatic break that odd curse that they seem to have against Dignitas on LAN?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a very interesting one. And I would say that at this point, Fnatic is very hyped to finally beat Dignitas. But it seems that every single time the two teams meet on an event, Dignitas just comes out swinging and says, yeah, you might have the better scrim results right now, you might have beaten the better team, but you know what? We know exactly how we can beat you, and we'll do it again. Well,
we've got plenty of stuff to talk about later on down the line, but if you did miss yesterday, firstly, where were you? And secondly, we can give you a bit of a recap to show you what happened.
After those games, I mean, it's never good to lose, but it's all right. We put up our best and we had a bit of fun with our comps, tried out some stuff, and we had a lot of fun doing it. It's okay. That was the expected result to get 3-0'd, but good luck to L5 and the rest of the tournament.
It's pretty shitty that we had to play you, Templestorm. I really respect you guys, and like some of you guys are like my best friends. So it feels pretty bad to knock you out of the tournament, but at this point, we just need to carry on your spirit and do the best we can throughout the rest of this event.
I am a bit worried for the matchup. I mean, they have been looking really strong, but they rely a lot on hyper-carry Valla style, I feel. So I think that if we remove that and play around that, we should have what it takes to defeat them.
I felt like the series went pretty well. Some of the things they pulled out we didn't expect, and you could see
Especially on Dragonshy, they played a fantastic game with a very good strategy. But I think overall, we were just a step ahead of them.
Always good to hear the team's thoughts as they were able to take the victories yesterday and move on into the next stage. And this is where, I mean, yesterday was real. Unless, by no stretch of the imagination was it not. But today is another day with eliminations to come here for big names coming through the tournament, and a day for victory for somebody up towards the upper bracket to start things off, and for E-Star and L5 to go up against one another, with one of those potentially going out in our very first series of the day. That's huge.
It is a really big deal. And for me, the one thing that stands out is I do feel like this is heavily weighted towards E-Star, but L5 at any moment can just decide to play their game and win it. And that's scary because I feel like with E-Star's dominant performance that they had in the groups, I don't think anybody is entitled to win, but I feel like they deserve this win. But at the same time, it's just, you know, L5, again, they got a lot through the series that they played at Nomia. I feel like they didn't have to show much into the draft, and that's a huge advantage here today.
And let's face it, whenever you see the Koreans play, right now at this event, I find myself oftentimes looking at the games and I'm asking myself, is that it? We expected a lot more, so you expect them to just at some point flip the switch, turn it up, and all of a sudden say, oh guys, by the way, the entire time, we're just kidding. This is how good we actually are, and then they body everybody. So this is the one thing that is always in the back of your head when you're looking at them. It's just like, when they need to, they will step it up.
Well, let's look at the bracket, see how things went down yesterday and what is to come for the mid-season brawl, as we have the results as follows. MVP Black up towards the top. We're losing out to Dignitas to start things off. And then, of course, we did have Fnatic advancing on as well. Then down to the bottom, L5 and Roll20 got themselves the victory to keep themselves alive. Our 3 matches that we're going to be starting with are here. And we will be beginning things with the lower bracket first. As I mentioned, so 2 teams will go home, or stick around, but watch from the bleachers, I suppose. Is that what they're called in America? Bleachers? I think so.
Yeah, yeah. General standings would be a bleachers.
Yeah, we don't call them that in England. So let's look at the schedule and see how everything's going to get broken down today, so that we can see what our order of games is going to be. That TBD and TBD at the bottom will be one of our lower bracket games, which will be determined by either E-Star and L5 or Roll20 and MVP Black advancing forwards. But first,